The granddad found buried in his back garden after allegedly being murdered by his daughter was a decorated war hero, The Sun Online can reveal. Kenneth Coombes served with distinction during World War II, winning a string of medals, with family friends today describing him as a real gentleman. Daughter Barbara, 63, today appeared in court charged with murdering her father in 2006 after cops found his body in the garden of her Stockport home. It emerged today that Kenneth, who was known as Ken, served in the RAF for the duration of WW2 and was described as first class and invaluable in his discharge papers. In his later life, Ken had started to write a memoir of his time in the forces, where he served in the Middle East, North Africa, France and Germany as an aircraft fitter in often horrendous conditions. Family friend Roy Cosgrove, whose mom Lillian was a close friend of Ken, said he was a friendly figure who was always happy to sit and share old war stories. Speaking to The Sun Online, Roy said, "Ken was in my life since I was very young. I remember him mostly from the ages of 10 to 17 when he'd come round for Sunday tea. He was a very special, lovely man. A real gentleman. You never saw him in jeans.He was always well presented." Roy said his mother, Lillian, had stayed in touch with Kenneth over the years, having met him when her parents died, and she was brought up by her aunt and uncle. Lillian had developed a sibling-like relationship with Kenneth, with the pair remaining friends until Lillian, who passed away in 2011, suddenly lost contact with him in 2006. Roy added, "I just always remember how devastated Mom was that she couldn't go to the funeral. He was a very quiet man, but very interesting. You could sit and listen to his stories from the war all day. He used to tell about the tin hats they had in the war and how if they popped their heads up, the Germans would fire at them." Ken, who would have turned 100 this year, won a string of awards including the African Star 8th Army clasp, the France and Germany Star and the Military Conduct Exemplary award. But he also treasured his family, referring to his daughter, Barbara, and his granddaughter Islay, affectionately in a letter to Lillian. In a letter from 2001, Ken painted the picture of a content OAP enjoying his family and his retirement. He said he had spent a quiet New Year with his daughter and granddaughter and told her about his son's passion for bird watching. Ken himself was a keen photographer, telling Lillian, "When the weather gets a bit warmer I am going to try photograph again and do some prints off my old negatives. I had a shock when I asked in Stockport how much reprints of old black and white negatives would cost. £1 for each print is what the shop charges." Barbara Coombes today appeared in court charged with the murder of her father Kenneth Coombes in January 2006, as well as preventing the lawful and decent burial of a dead body and fraud by false representation. Barbara, who has distinctive shoulder-length curly white hair, wore a grey wool blend baggy jumper and black glasses, stared ahead, motionless, during her appearance in court. She spoke only to confirm her name, age, address and nationality in court and was remanded in custody. Police had charged her after swooping on the Reddish home, setting up forensic tents and taking bags of evidence from the property. Coombes is next expected to appear at Manchester Crown Court on Friday. Anyone with information should contact police on 101 quoting reference number 1273 of 7118. We pay for your stories. Do you have a story for the Sun Online news team? Email us at tips@thesun.